When Sony announced their PlayStation 4 wireless adapter for Windows, I was pretty excited. I wrote about it in my Tech Tuesday column over on tetraninja.com, and I was pretty stoked. I thought it would be something that would finally let me use my Dualshock 4 controller to play games. And in a sense, it is. And if that's what I wanted to, if that's what I want to do, I can do it now that I bought this. But it turns out there's actually no reason to buy this unless you're specifically trying to play PlayStation Now streaming over the internet or PlayStation 4 Remote Play to play your PlayStation 4 games on your computer. Neither of which are going to be great experiences in the first place. But if you already have a PlayStation 4 controller, and you're just playing computer games, don't buy this. My name's Adam EposVox, and this is my very unhappy review of the PlayStation 4 wireless adapter. This is it. This is all you get in a little piece of cardboard. It is about the size of a standard USB drive. And all you do is plug it into your computer, Mac or Windows. It sort of works with Linux, but it detects like 5 million controls going in all at once, and I haven't yet figured it out. I am sure someone will create a driver program or, a mapper program that will make it work better, but as soon as I went into my game with this, it started walking my character all over the place and doing all kinds of crazy stuff. So it doesn't entirely work on Linux yet, but plug it into your computer, hold down, the USB end of it presses in, so hold down for 3 seconds until the blue light starts flashing. That puts it into pairing mode. Turn off your PS4 controller by holding in the power button or the PlayStation Home button until the light goes off. And then once it's off, hold the PlayStation button and the share button for a number of seconds until the white light starts flickering really, really fast. And that will put the controller into pairing mode. Then the two should talk to each other, and you're good to go. You don't need to install any drivers or software or any madness like that on your actual computer, which is both a good and a bad thing. Now, it's a good thing because you don't have to mess with anything. It just plug and play works, which is really neat. It's a bad thing because you then have zero customization over your controller, zero customization over what you do. You do have the option of playing your computer's audio out through the headphone adapter on the controller, and you can actually use that as your microphone as well if you have a headset hooked up to it. The audio coming out of it honestly isn't bad at all either, but I did have issues with certain games not wanting to play audio out of it for some reason. Black Ops 3 being one of them. Don't have a clue why, it just didn't seem to like it. Another problem of not having any dedicated software is when you're not using the PlayStation Now or PlayStation 4 Remote Play software, you have no indication as to where your battery is at. There's no on-screen overlay that pops up saying, hey, your battery's dying. There's nothing to check it whatsoever, and so your controller can just kind of randomly die. But if you are using PS4 Remote Play, it will tell you DualShock 1 battery 0, and it acts like you have it plugged into the PlayStation, where it has the little bar meter that'll pop up and everything. Pretty handy. So I hooked it up, got everything set up, and was excited to play some games. Opened up Rocket League, and it didn't have any idea that I had a controller plugged in. Opened up Black Ops 3. Nope, it actually starts out the game where it tells me to hit square to go to the store, and if I go to controller customization settings, it even has PS4 controller mappings by default. But it won't read the controller or let me do anything with the controller. I have to use my mouse, and then it will just never let me play. Battlefield 4 didn't really read it either. It sort of did, but the controls were really mapped kind of funky, and apparently I'm not the only one who experienced this situation with just controllers in general. But it saw the X, square, triangle, circle buttons as being like the D-pad or an analog stick, and none of it made any sense whatsoever. It was pretty bad. Geometry Wars Retro Evolved did recognize the controller right off the bat and had no problem playing a game, and I believe Dirt Showdown did the same. Although all the button prompts are still the Xbox button prompts, it at least worked. So how do you get the controller to work? Well, you have to download a third-party program called Input Mapper, or for Rocket League, I also used a program called X360CE, which basically just told the game that the PlayStation 4 controller was the 360 gamepad. But that only seemed to work with Rocket League. It didn't work with Roche Fusion, didn't work with Black Ops, didn't work seemingly with anything else. But Input Mapper is the program previously called DS4 Windows that pretty much everyone's already been using ever since the PlayStation 4 came out to use their PlayStation 4 controller with Windows. So you don't need the adapter at all. Hook it up by a USB cable or hook it up via Bluetooth and it'll just work with that. You tell it that it's a wireless Xbox controller, and it'll even tell you your battery status. It even has built-in native Windows notifications to tell you what your battery level is. all without needing this. So Input Mapper is pretty cool. Very simple install, and then all the default settings should work for you, or you can customize the controller to your desire. I did tell it when it's just standard showing the light bar to show it as purple, and then to flash red when the battery's dying, and flash green when it's charging and the battery's charged. And that was pretty cool. And then you can customize rumble settings. You can tell it to, you can map your controls individually. And like I said, it will tell you when your battery is dying, and you can see the battery status, which is pretty cool. You can't visually see it. If you're using the wireless dongle, you can only visually see it if you have it directly connected. But that's okay. It still tells you when it's dying. And even if I'm using the Input Mapper, I can still use the headset from the controller through the wireless dongle. Pretty neat. So why should you buy the PlayStation 4 wireless adapter for Windows or Mac? If you want to play PlayStation Now, or if you want to stream your PS4 games from your PS4 to your computer. That is it. That is it. What Sony has created here is a closed off, completely proprietary Bluetooth adapter for your computer, which most computers these days either come with Bluetooth built in, or if you have a Wi-Fi card, it'll have Bluetooth built into that. My desktop came with it, my laptop has it, even my Linux laptop, I was able to pair the Dualshock directly via Bluetooth to Ubuntu and start playing a game on Steam, and it recognized the controller immediately. So, unless they have created a completely closed off Bluetooth adapter for the sole purpose of connecting a single, this is $26 that can only connect a single Dualshock controller to play games specifically on PlayStation Now and PlayStation 4 Remote Play. To keep, they're trying to support the PC ecosystem while still completely closing everything off. I'm not happy with it. I definitely don't recommend you buy it unless those are your specific needs. Spend like $5 on a cheap Bluetooth adapter, or just run a USB cable and you're good to go. So yeah, it works great. Like, I got much better range with this than I did with my actual PS4 controller hooked up to my PS4. I've had a ton of issues with the PS4 where my controller's range, like even like 2 feet away, the controller will start freaking out and stuff. I basically have to play with my controller right next to the PS4 no matter what. And currently with the PS4, you can't plug the cable in and it turn off the Bluetooth. Like, it still only communicates via Bluetooth. The new controllers that are coming with the PS4 Slim and the PS4 Pro allow you to communicate over USB, but for whatever reason, the PS4 to the PS4 controller, the normal DualShock 4, cannot communicate over USB. So I literally have to sit there with my PS4 controller like right next to my PS4. Whereas this, I got to walk all the way around my entire living room, still playing the game, no input latency, no connection issues. It just worked. So that part was pretty cool, and playing Rocket League at 4K was pretty freaking awesome since I bought it specifically to test this. But that is literally all you can do with this. And PlayStation 4's Remote Play isn't even a great experience. So, I don't know. I was extremely disappointed with this $26 I invested in a proprietary Bluetooth dongle, but spend yourself $5 on a cheap one, hook it up, and use your controller with your PC that way. Don't bother with this, unless you're interested in PlayStation Now. This has been my review of something I should not have bought. Hope you enjoyed the video. Smash the like button if you did. Don't forget to subscribe for more awesome tech videos. And I will catch you in the next video. Back in my normal setup. Yeah.
I also want to take a moment to give a huge thanks and shout out to our recent Patreon subscribers. Without you guys, these videos would not be possible, and I thoroughly appreciate your help. Visit patreon.com/EposVox to learn more.